looking at the market, trying to improve our skill level to see what's happening. And quite a lot has happened since the last video was made, right? As we can see, the market is trending nicely upwards. It is just going up and up and up. So we pretty much got rid of our trend channel, and you know, this is the only thing we drew right there. Right, so it is respecting these lines of resistance right here, right? All of these lines. So it's pretty much coming, let's see, to a wider time frame, a weekly time frame. Right, so it's pretty much respecting the lines of resistance in terms of where it's heading. And listen, this seems to be going all the way up, right? Yeah, seems to be going all the way up. So pretty much potentially we're looking for it to head here, right? Right, so pretty much we are looking for it to head. See what's happening here. Right. So it seems to be going right all the way up. And even though that is a situation, well, unless you're working with you know, your amount that you have deposited, your balance is pretty high. This is a demo, so it's $100,000 balance. Many of us would not be starting with that balance, right? So unless your balance is pretty high, you could have just you know, you bought here and you just sit down and wait, and it's going on. But the reality is no one knows what the market is going to do. I mean, it could have come back and then could have made a wave and then head up. Nonetheless, from the look at the weekly, right? So the reversal signal that we got here, or reverse, right? The wedge, when it broke through, it's proving to be pretty strong. So that happened on the. That's one thing I'm learning. So that was on the weekly time frame. So it means that if you have a reversal on the weekly time frame, then the most likely it's going to be strong, meaning it's going to be traveling a lot of pips. So that's something to learn, right? So the higher the time frame the action is on, meaning the reversal, it means the further the reversal, the amount of pips that reverse is going to be a lot, right? So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so one of the things that we have to look to enter the market again, generally, what I usually do, I would usually wait on the candle to compress, and then on the breakout, then I would enter the market, right? It's not something that I've perfected. As you can see, I got freaked out a little bit, which is, this is the situation, because this can cost you a lot of money. Enter too early can cost you a lot of money. Nonetheless, what I've seen is that pretty much to get rid of the noise, you go on a higher time frame, right? And so the last breakout that we had, which was right here, trust me, I got freaked out I got faked out in that breakout, right? Where are we? Right, I think it was right here. I got faked out in the breakout because, you know, I was there waiting, you know, under the market, you know, on the lower time frames, it showed a heavy compression. Then we had, you know, this mini breakout, but normally it flashes in the opposite direction and then goes there. So one of the rules which I know that I didn't follow or subscribe to is that when you have a trend, you're always trading the direction of the trend, always, right? And this time frame is a 1 hour time frame, right? So when I saw a little action here and I said, boy, you know, I went to the 5-minute time frame and entered the trade, right? Shouldn't have done that. Should have stayed on the 1 hour time frame and wait for the confirmation, right? I'm using the indicator here because the alligator would just be continuing that this, you know, because it's a trend, unless you have this situation here where you know, the alligator meets. Generally you'll be just entering based on your ADX. On the smaller time frames, and you'll get the confirmation with your alligator indicator, right? On the larger time frame, you'll be entering on the ADX. And I did not wait. You know, I just jumped. I saw this happening, went to the lower time frame, and saying, you know, you have to build your skill level. You have to be patient. So what I should have done is just wait, stay in the 1 hour time frame, wait, right? Because it did not show that, indicate that this would have been a, although you had a bearish candle there, didn't indicate a bearish trend. So if you have wait, and I mean it's gonna move at a good enough time, a good enough length for you to, you don't have to get in it at the start, right? And so I made a little mess right there. Nonetheless, the market, as I say, you have to be careful. So unless you're starting with a large balance, then you can set your stop loss very wide to catch the upswing, right? But the thing is too, it's not yours until you lock it in, right? And so you will trade here, get that, trade here, you get that, get this and out, get that and out. So that is many points of entry. Obviously, the point at which it touches the line is another point of entry, right? We're looking at what's happening. So this obviously is the 1 hour time frame. So you see the candlesticks it's getting highly compressed, right? And there's a decision that's going to be made in terms of the direction it's going to go. We expect it to go, right? Again, I got a little bit faked out. So you really have to stay. So I realize you can't, even though you tend to enter the trade on the smaller time frame, you can't rely on the smaller time frame to make the decision. You have to see the bigger picture, right? So the bigger picture eliminates the noise or the false, I call them false breakout, but mostly noise. So you'll be jabbing up and down, but you wait for the confirmation right here, right? And so that will prevent you from doing what I've done, which is I've actually into the market, because guess what? This market can wave and hit out the stop loss easily before it actually goes in the direction we expect it to go, which is get a bullish in the upwards, right? So still to work on that. That's very important. And the market here, though, sometimes you have to look on the candlesticks what is happening. Sometimes it's too choppy. Depending on your taste, but I tend not to like when it's this choppy and the wicks are so high, right? To enter the market. Nonetheless, there are always points of entry, right? And there are, there are ways to get some peace, but to prevent yourself, well, for me, based on what I've seen too, it's best if I stick to my strategy and try to chase every little thing, right? And stick to the strategy, follow the indicators, right? Stay on the larger time frames. So this is not a time frame that I would, because you don't want to stay on, because unless you are a scalper, right? It's the best time frame would be, in this situation, a larger time frame. And then once I get the indication from the larger time frame, the direction the market is going to go, then you go to the smaller time frame to open the trade, right? This 20 under $46 here, I actually entered the market. What was it? I entered the market here, so they just wasn't confident. It was very choppy. If I'd held it, it would have gone, but just wasn't confident in it at all. It was just so choppy, right? And so I just took it right there, and let it be what it is. But haven't been doing too badly, but again, as I said, I got faked out. I think it's last night or early this morning, right? So we still have to work on that, because we're hoping to open a live account soon, and not with a lot of money, because really and truly, if you know how to handle your balance and manage your money properly, then you should be able to turn a small amount into a large amount. If you don't know how to manage your money properly, trust me, even if you're open with $10,000, you're going to lose all the $10,000. And I've seen that with this demo, right? So if you can't manage it, you're going to lose. You're going to lose it. So you really have to learn that discipline and learn how to do that. One of the things I'm going to do as well is that I'm going to reset the I think I have this, for every pip I earn, then I'll be earning $2. That would work if I was starting with $1,000, which I'm not gonna start with. So I think I'm gonna reset it so that to trade just as with the amount I intend to start, and so that you have a good idea what's happening, what's the movement in terms of the stop loss when you go in, what's happening immediately, right? It might be 20-30 pips down right away. So you have to practice just now, and that's what I intend to do, just as if you were going into the market live, just as if you were trading live, right? So as I said before, you know, so really and truly, you don't want to be in the trade now. It's not a good time to be in the trade because you can easily hit up my stop loss right here. Easy, 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 easy. Right? So really and truly, you want to wait until the breakout, and then so you always go on a larger time frame. So whichever time frame it is that you can see the high compression of the candlesticks, right? Or the MACD is on the horizontal line, or it's moving from the downward quadrant upwards, or from upwards down, right? And generally you will see the ADX as well. It's tightly interwoven. You know, you go to the higher time frame, right? In this case, I wouldn't even choose the 15 minutes, right? I think for me right now the 1 hour would be the preferable one, right? So you know that it's just moving a little channel there, and it takes out the noise, so you'll get the confirmation from the ADX line. And once, if the red crosses and the green line stays high, that would indicate the reversal, right? So let us see what's happening, and happy trading, guys. Remember, new channel, but subscribe for me please, and definitely turn on your notification. And let us build ourselves, build our skill level, and we know that the money will come. All right, so peace out, guys.